Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to After Hour Gaming League. This is JW Schmo from Team Raytheon, and I will be with you today casting Week 5 between Raytheon and Twitch. And let's introduce the players. On the right-hand side, we have Entropy Fails for Twitch. He is the blue Protoss. And on the left-hand side, we have myself for Team Raytheon in the red as Protoss. And I'm going to go ahead and ruin this game for you right now. I had just gotten off a plane. I just spent the last 3 days working, basically 12 to 16 hour days. This was a terrible match for me, and I'm just going to flat out come out and say it, and we'll go from there. I still cannot get the bad taste that is permeating through my entire body out. Alright, so we're going to start here with very typical play. Pylons going down on both sides. Entropy Fails does have his probe scouting right after the pylon. Myself, I do not. Instead deciding I would rather go ahead and get a wee bit more minerals. Let me just bring up unit count if I hadn't already. There it is. Alright, so we do see a gateway going down for both. Looks like Entropy Fails just a wee bit behind JW Schmo. That's fine, doesn't really matter at this point. And we do see the gas going down and the gas going down on both sides again. About the same, and about the same. Unit count is again equal, 14 probes and 14 probes. We do need to see a pylon going down here for both of them very shortly, otherwise they're going to get supply blocked. And we do in fact see it for both. It does look like JW Schmo is going to do a little bit of attacking here. I can tell you straight up that in all of that Entropy Fails replays, he has hid, up until this point, probes in the opposing team's base, and so I was very effective in not allowing that to happen. We do have myself scouting here. This is kind of awkward, I'm not going to lie. I should not be allowed to cast my own matches, but it is what it is. Alright, so we do see a Cybernetics core going down for Entropy Fails, and this is where the strategies start to digress a little bit, as we do see a Zealot going down for JW Schmo, and then a wee bit later the Cybernetics core. And we do see Zealots for both. And I would make the argument, yes, that it would be a good idea to retreat, and which I do, thankfully, and I do bring up that wonderful Zealot to engage. Now, I do believe we're going to need to see another pylon at least here. We do see a Stalker go down, and we do not see a Stalker coming down from JW Schmo, both of which are supply blocked at the moment, or will be shortly. I don't see one coming down for Entropy Fails. There it is. Okay, good. So, not supply block. That is good. I'm just going to pause it right here. This is a key point in the game that I did not catch. So right now you will notice that this probe is out here scouting. What I did not see was this right here, which if I come over onto Entropy Fails is a starport. Unfortunate, not going to lie. Entropy Fails, obviously not scouting at this point, is not seeing the robotics bay go down. Doesn't matter for the mid-game, it does matter for the late mid-game, so the early late game, simply because these Stargates are going to be able to grab Phoenixes, which are going to be able to pick up pretty much anything. That would be Immortals included. We do see a Oracle going down. So two different really theories of play here. I won't lie, the metagame for Protoss on Protoss had changed since the last time I was on, and there was a emphasis shift into using the Oracle as a mid-game unit to engage, and we'll see that shortly here. One thing to note in this matchup, all the other previous matchups I had not watched replays. In this matchup, I played it, so I kind of know what's coming next, and I know why certain things are going to work and certain things aren't going to work in this specific matchup. We do see an Immortal, and we do see an Immortal. Alright, so that Oracle is going to be just chilling there. I would suggest that at this point, really should have engaged, quite frankly. And again, here, three Stalkers coming down. It looks, quite frankly, like Entropy Fails is really looking to do a two-pronged attack here in an attempt to throw off myself. In lieu of that, it looks like he is just simply going to take out a probe, another probe, a couple probes going down. Not the end of the world here, but probes are going down left and right. And this, much to my chagrin, this Oracle is going to fall. Not the end of the world here for myself. Only one probe behind. I will be 2 probes behind here shortly. Again, not the end of the world, especially considering that this Immortal is basically going to halt all of the this Stalker push that's coming up here with the Zealot. Very unfortunate up here. This Sentry here is placed perfectly to get shot at, and to be the very first thing to get shot at. So, position placement. I'm going to pause it right here. So, for those of you that are watching at home, I should have had these 3 Stalkers up here, and this little fellow, like right there. That way, when he does bring his Stalker army in, the Sentry doesn't just get obliterated. All right, so we're gonna see these Stalkers come out. And quite frankly, now watching the replay, this is terrible. So this guy, I'm just going to call it out right here. This guy should have been right here. Right there. Boy, you guys are learning a whole lot about how my mind works. Should have been right here. Should have just flat out engaged. Right there on top of those probes with the Zealots. Instead, I decided to dick around and not do that. We do see the Phoenix coming out. Let's see. Does he see it? He does see it. Does see it. Thought I could engage this and instead start to chase. And while I'm doing that micro, this happens and the Sentry dies. I get sidetracked and there's a little bit of a retreat, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And the Stalkers here eventually fall. I will like to look at units killed. And it does look like I'm able to do a little bit of a pushback here of these units. Right now Entropy Fails, definitely winning on the units killed metric. Again, right there, probably gave him a little bit too much time, allowing him to build up, allowing him to expand. I mean, really, right now, unfortunate, quite frankly. Very unfortunate play. Do catch this pile on me. Alright, so we see some expansions going down. It does look like the natural for Entropy Fails going down well before JW Schmoes. A little bit light here on the mineral, on the amount of minerals going in. We do see that Entropy Fails is a little bit ahead on both gas and on minerals. And that is evidenced here by this little fancy graphic. Alright, I'm going to move that away so you can actually see. Alright, so we do see an immortal. We do see... What else do we see? 2 phoenixes. Is that right? 2 phoenixes? Yes, sir. We do have... So JW Schmo does have an observer in the base. He does know what's around. Really should have gone... I would have liked to have seen the robotics bay go down right about now. I don't know what I was thinking, what I was doing, I wasn't paying attention. Excuse me, no, I was paying attention, it's right there. Okay, let me rephrase that. I would have liked to see Colossus come down. Colossus would have been nice. Just given too much time here, too much time for Entropy to rebuild. We do see him get the very first Colossus, and instead of doing that, I'm doing this, which is a War Prism into his base. Why? I don't know. I really don't. So we're going to see these Zealots go down. They're going to try and take out this robotics bay. It is going to force Entropy Fails to do, I don't know, something, I guess. And that would have been an excellent, excellent time to engage. But I didn't. We do see another Colossus going down. More Phoenixes and more probes being built. I am bringing it back to even though, sort of. Alright, so let's look at production tab. We do see both of them researching, but at this moment, really quite frankly, myself, I'm behind here. JW Schmo is behind here. I am talking about myself in the third person in the number of Colossus, two against one, basically, without having the thermal lance done. We are going to see Entropy Fails army move out, and we are going to see a very fatal mistake by myself here again. So I'm going to pause it right here. So this move was not an attack move. This move was a right click, and you are going to see how terrible that decision was in 3, 2, right. And at least I get a little bit of that kind of undone here by taking out some of these Zealots, but even still, it just does not bode well. And even here, as poorly managed as this is, there's enough back and forth here where I'm able to at least hold this off. And it does look like Entropy Fails isn't exactly thrilled about engaging right now, either. Especially with a +1. Alright, so now we are going to see more Colossi going down, and that's literally all there is there. We do see, I do put down the Dark Shrine, and this is where it does get interesting. I am well behind in the unit count. If you look at just simply the amount of units, let's bring up units again. So it's 14 Stalkers against 16 Stalkers, 1 Colossus against 3 Colossus, an Immortal against an Immortal, and 1 Zealot against 9 Zealots, with 4 Phoenixes to boot. So not exactly the best position for JW Schmo at the moment. Oh boy. Bodeth well if it does not. Oh, and I should add this is like 12 o'clock at night too. Alright, so here we go. We do see a third going down. A little bit bad timing here considering the massive force about to come into JW Schmo's base. But, you know, heck, why not? Alright, so we are going to see here. A couple units get taken out, a couple more units get taken out, a couple more units get taken out. So a little bit awkward there. And we are going to see a whole bunch of units going down, 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 down. And these zealots are just absolutely obliterating JW Schmo. He is not able to do anything except sit there and take it. That push in right there was huge, but the game changer is going to be the Dark Templar, because somebody forgot to build observers and somebody else noticed this fact, and as a result these Colossus are going down. Now the one sad thing is all these probes get lost. This is huge, because basically that means that they're just not, they're not there to build anything with. Alright, so we are going to see all of these guys get cleaned up quite handily, and at least from that standpoint, there is going to be some equalizing going on here, and there's the total number of units going down. Bad timing here. Wish that photon cannon had been not there. Alright, so we do see some observers as a result. We do see JW Schmo switch all of his units over to his third, because he now has a non-existent second. Natural. And just not good timing. Oh, let me rephrase that. No money. And I do believe, if I pause this, I do believe he knows. Yeah. Alrighty. So we do see a little bit of research here, but it's about equal, and we do see the fact that that observer is now there. Failed is able to engage. We are going to see two more. Let me just pause this for a second, because I'm curious now. He is going to see these two Dark Templar. And we are going to see this coming down. Now I'm not sure exactly how he's able to see it. It must be because of these cannons. Let me just click this. I'm actually more interested. I shouldn't even. Again, this is another reason why you should never let someone narrate their own games. I get more interested. There. Nope, that's not his observer. I get more interested in the actual gameplay than I do anything else. Alright, so just hugely disadvantaged at the moment. Another 3 Colossi. Just completely unable to engage. It's depressing, and it's very depressing. Alright, and we're going to see all these Colossus go out. And we see more Stalkers up here. It would have been nice to maybe get rid of that pylon. Just not very good map control by JW Schmo. Still, number of units killed, not too bad, but just definitely not playing very well today. We do see a bunch of Dark Templar there, but there's really not much that can be done against this Armada. We are going to see him go up and absolutely obliterate that new natural. I do believe JW Schmo is going to spend enough. Let it sit there just long enough to get the cancel. No cancel. I did press escape. I can tell you officially I did press escape. So, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, that's lost my note. And, yep, that's pretty much the game right there. Right freaking there. So, Depression. I'm not even sure I want to publish this. I might not publish it. I was being stubborn. I was trying to get a couple more probes out there mining, but it doesn't really matter at this point because someone's going to see it with that power on. I didn't catch it. We do see that one Dark Templar taking out one pylon. These probes are just going to all die. Terrible deaths. And the problem here with this simply is these Colossus are able to engage, able to take out the Colossus themselves. Nothing left, and I believe there is the GG. And that is Game 4 of Week 5 between Twitch and Raytheon. We're going to pause that. I don't want to watch that. Alright, that was Game 4 of Week 5 between Raytheon and Twitch. Between Entropy Fails and JW Schmo. So we are going into the ace match because of this loss on Raytheon's side. Thank you for watching the JW Schmo, and stay tuned for the